I had to go through the system for somebody to decide they want to give me a chance. And they still didn't give me a chance because the DA was standing over and say, look at him. He's this. He's a drug dealer. Let's put him away. Let's show Dallas that we mean business. He's selling crack. Gave me 40 years. I know you in your motion. You're driven. You want revenge for these two brothers that look like the best brothers, kid that you can imagine that you can find on earth. There's always a dark side to everybody. The Bible said, judge nothing before time. What done in dark come to light. Let me help you, my Christian brother. What if Anthony put their hands on this boy? What if he was scared? What if he stabbed them out of fear? That's it, say what if. What if that he wasn't looking for no trouble? What if he came to sit with his friend and just talking and just kicking, passing time till it start raining? What if? What if this kid walk up to him and didn't tell him the right way, but try to tell him the tough way?
Prison Stories 101. Man, we about to have a very, very special and serious conversation. We got one of the originators of the channel back in the building. Bishop Eli, how's it going?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be back in the place.
Man, I appreciate it, man.
They can see my face.
Come on. If you don't mind, Bishop, if you don't mind, reintroduce yourself.
I'm Bishop Eli Jacob from sunny South Dallas, Park Road, Texas. I'm the founder of Resurrection Body of Christ Church, and I'm a man that has so many blessings that I don't even know how I got here, but God been good to me.
Man, amen to that, amen to that. Now, you served some time. Again, you never ran away from your past. For those that don't know, how much time did you serve?
I did 15 years. They gave me a 40-year sentence. And by the grace of God, it was a ride. It's a ride I can't explain, you know. Not nothing to brag about, not nothing to be happy about because prison ain't like what they try to make it be. They try to make it look like it's just something beautiful. Maybe it'll get you a rap song or something. I don't know. But
man.
It ain't like what they make it look like today.
Again, nothing to glorify, but again, we want to talk through the experiences. And again, you have the knowledge and experience because you went in an early time. At what age did you go in, if you don't mind reminding
17.
people?
I got put in prison 17 years old.
And with that being said, you was in state or you did federal?
I was in TDC.
Texas. So you served on a few units, Bird, Michael,
Ferguson, Beto, Telford,
yeah.
3 more units. And so, during 15 years, they kind of shifted from different units. It depends. Went back in 87.
Let me ask you, what is the main reason people get shifted to different units versus serving the whole time in one unit?
Well, the reason why they do that, they don't want you to get familiar with the guards or familiar with the place, the prison, because you might set up a plan to escape. A man's mind is strong when he locked up. He know all the ducks and
ins and outs.
Yeah, ins and outs. So, and then they don't want you to be able to establish foundation too. If they feel like you got influence over other inmates,
that's it.
They want to ship you because you got time to set foundation. So they pretty smart.
It's interesting. Texas does that because I hear about, of course, the bordering state, Louisiana. They have Angola. People will spend 30 years in Angola, nowhere else except for that spot. But I hear Angola is way bigger and more secluded, almost in its own island, its own town, versus some of the TDC's situation. So
yeah, so many prisons in Texas, but on that unit, it's designed where inmates you want to be very lucky to escape there. So they put you in the island where they make sure them shorts get you just in case you get past the gates. So but in Texas they got thousands of prisons.
All right. So with that being said, this is going to be an interesting conversation because, you went in at 17 and Dallas-Fort Worth, the community of Dallas-Fort Worth is experiencing, I guess you could call it really whether trial of the year or trial of the decade, but it's one that's very divisive with young Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. Now, I've talked to other individuals about it, but I'm actually very, eager to speak to you about it because we're gonna have an intimate conversation here. Behind the scenes, I was able to meet young Karmelo Anthony because of you. About a week after the situation, 2 weeks after the situation, you put me online with the father. I was able to go meet the young man, see what, kind of just get a gauge on him in the situation. And, you've been kind of in communication with the family going forward. So this conversation is a little closer to home. So as we have this conversation, it might be from some personal thoughts, but also it might be from just general thoughts that you might give. But the first and foremost thing I want to ask you as we get started, you went in at 17. Karmelo, of course, the incident was when he was 17. He's 19 going in. Before we even get started, is there a light at the end of the tunnel in the case of Karmelo Anthony?
Well, there's a light for anything because God is in control. But a lot of time people talk about he'll be out in a month or two. No, the system don't work like that. Once they get you in the system, you belong to TDC. You're the TDC property. And a lot of time, I don't care how a lawyer talk, how good he is, everybody trying to get the bag. And so, but it's not that easy unless the government or somebody that run prison, they put their name on they signature. He can get out tomorrow. But we already know that majority of people that's in position is not our kind. I'm just being honest. They're not black people. And so if you get a white Caucasian man to sign off on Karmelo getting out, but we know, I'm just saying, but it got to be God. So, but in this situation where he at, he's gonna have to go through a process, but to get out. And so I'm looking a couple years or so that he may come on.
Yeah, I want to educate the people about the process, but let's kind of go back.
Okay.
We're gonna work our way up to it. You were convicted of for what? For the 15 years? What was it?
I was convicted drugs and assault with a deadly weapon.
All right.
I shot somebody 6 times.
Young Karmelo, of course, he stabbed somebody. Let's just start with the incident itself. You personally, when you look at what that was, he was convicted of murder and, of course, sentenced to 35 years. For you, again, I'm sure you had your time in the law library. You kind of know what, being around different felons and things of that nature as far as being in prison. Was that murder what Karmelo Anthony did?
Joe, when you talk about murder, here's the thing that a lot of people don't see, especially people who never been in prison, especially people who's driven by their emotion and always led by what they hear and see on news. Social media is designed to control and manipulate those who can't think for themselves. And so when I look at Karmelo, I realize murder is almost a joke. It's funny because if you ask yourself, look in the dictionary what a murder is, it's one that intent knowing to hurt or harm a human without a cause, premeditate. And so that's a murder. And so when people address that young man as a murderer, they're not doing it for the simple fact because they're for what's right. They're doing it because they want revenge. And if I call you a murderer, I'm not going to have compassion for you. If I call you a murderer, I'm not going to investigate the situation because everybody wants murders off the streets. Somebody
title
around. Yeah, I titleize you is to control and manipulate the people for having compassion. And so if I say he killed him or he accident or he didn't mean it, then compassion come in. But when you use a murder, you looking at a bad guy. This guy here, he don't need to be on the street. He's a murderer. And so that's really funny because this young kid that we're talking about, how can they say he intent? Because even if people ask a question, they say, why did he have a knife or why did he have this in this place at a track meeting? I ask people question myself, why do people carry guns? Matter of fact, my wife carried a gun and I asked her one day, I said, baby, we finna go to church. What you carrying the gun for? She said, I carry my gun everywhere I go, just in case I might have to protect my kids. So I ain't say nothing because the first thing came to my mind, she talking about protecting my baby. And so with this young man, he could have had that blade because he cut apple, he might cut an orange, he may put up a tent, he may carry it just in case he know how school is, somebody could mess with him, anything. They got sex trafficking, they got all kind of, whatever the reason is. I learned something when she said she carried a gun. So I could look at my wife as a bad person. My wife is friendly, she nice. I'm the one in the mindset that said, why are you carrying a gun? Because what I thought the reason why I would carry a gun is to hurt somebody just in case I need to. I'm judging her. She's not carrying the gun to hurt anybody. She was carrying to protect herself and her kids. And I agree with that. I didn't disagree with that. And so it's the same question. People saying, why did he have a knife? Well, he didn't have a knife because he's waiting on the Austin brothers to come to him. He didn't come with a knife knowing that somebody was going to approach him when it raining outside, and he was going to get up under somebody's tent and he was going to provoke them to come mess with him. That don't make no sense. It's no intent there because he didn't know it was going to rain. He did not know that they wasn't going to have a tent to be up under. So
he didn't know these boys.
He didn't know these boys. So when you say intent, anybody that will support that, I don't care you're black or white, you're not trying to get the facts. You're trying to focus on what you feel in your heart, what's emotionally driving you, whatever your energy is driving you to. And so he didn't get up. So when you talk about murder, he didn't get up that morning looking for some trouble. And so, but he have a belief system. This is his belief system. If you can listen to him, he said, long as you don't touch me. How far do they go? There's a belief system in his mind, regardless what a person say about you, regardless how a person come towards you. You don't have the right to hurt them unless they touch you. You don't have the right to defend yourself unless they touch you. How do I know? This fact, it's not opinion. Because even when they played back the tape, he was saying, he touched me. I told him, don't touch me. So a real killer don't tell nobody, I got something, or try to call a bluff. Not a real killer. A real killer don't warn you. He don't let you know nothing because that's his advantage to killing you. I see a kid that was scared. I see a kid that might not have the street knowledge, might not have hands. And I believe that what happened that day is that he already knew, watch this here, that one day, I'm just saying, if he ever have a problem, he knew where his little old blade was. Now, did he take it to look for trouble? No. He made it use that for his own protection. Everybody don't fight. Somebody said, well, if he was white, just didn't come out and fight him like a man. I heard one white guy say that. Everybody don't fight, and everybody can't fight. So how he choose to protect himself, that's his belief system. But to say this, Joker, you said murder. You said that people look at him as somebody as a bad person.
Yeah.
But I don't believe, I'm sitting down. I can use this as an example. If I'm calling you out, if I'm provoking you for some trouble, I wouldn't sit down. I stand up. I said, come on. He sat down because it showed a sign that he didn't want no trouble. He sat down because he didn't want him to think that he wants some problem with him. Sitting down saying, I don't want no trouble, but I'm gonna try to sell you something where you won't come, bring it to me. But I'm gonna let you know, I ain't gonna let you just, handle me. I'm scared. So I'm really letting you know I'm gonna protect myself. That's why he sat down. If he was looking for trouble as a murderer, he could have said, come on, white boy. Come on, you ain't gonna tell me, come on, stand up, show, I'm gonna show. I bet you won't come up here. That ain't what he did. He said, hey man, long you don't touch me. He gave his enemy, he gave Austin a chance to stand over him. Here's where Karmelo could have made a mistake. If he didn't lucky, accident hit him in the heart, what if Karmelo would have got the best of him, stand over, knock him down, beat him, slam him down, hit his head? What if he had got that? But you got to remember though, a lot of people don't know this here. On news, his brother made a statement that everybody missed. He said, my brother took his bag. Y'all catch it, nobody get around this. He said, you ain't got nothing in that bag, we in Frisco. He said in his mind, if you do have something, I'm finna take the bag just in case. That's why he snatched the bag. The bag don't have nothing to do with it. He snatched the bag for what? He snatched the bag just in case he have something. Now watch this. What if a knife was in there and a gun was in that bag? Now Karmelo would have been a fool to let somebody snatch where he could sell a weapon in, and you let him take the bag from you and he used it on you. So regardless how they look at it, it was self-defense for this fact. He snatched his property and it could have been a weapon in there. So his assignment was not to snatch the bag just to be snatched. He snatched the bag because he knew what he's finna do. He didn't want to give Karmelo opportunity to use whatever he felt like he was showing that he had in that bag. He premeditate. Here's premeditate. He premeditate, I'm gonna take the bag first, then I'm gonna try him. That's why he snatched the bag. That's the reason why they didn't put his brother on the stand. Yeah. You're a witness, you there. Yeah. They ain't gonna use a person that was there because it would contradict everything they said up on their tent. And because they rehearsed, I believe they used those kids and got every footage there was. They looked at it first. I'm pretty sure they didn't let nobody leave the crime scene. Yeah. And they took everything that could cause this case to be looked at self-defense. And so I believe in my heart that what did take place that everybody missed, that they don't see that he approached him and snatched the bag. They don't feel like that's important. You think I'm gonna snatch your bag and that's it? You think I'm just gonna touch you after I snatch your bag?
Yeah, no.
I'm finna grab you by your neck. I'm finna hit you. Once I snatch your bag, it's going down. Cause now I done moved what I think that could hurt me in that bag.
Yeah, now I look at the law like this. Like it shouldn't matter the skin color or the race or the age or whatever within that. We shouldn't look at that. So people like to say that they like to flip it like, what if the Metcalf boys were black and what if Karmelo was white? Would it be different? But I'm also looking at it like, no, what if the Metcalf boys approached the 89-year-old grandma and did the same exact thing and she defended herself with a knife to say, get off me? I think they would look at that as, okay, maybe manslaughter, maybe probation, maybe a couple of years.
Maybe nothing.
Yeah, maybe nothing. To
the
say,
old lady.
To say it was murder. And again, the reason why I'm glad you're here because you went through this and, you know, they set you up because you had a reputation that followed you into the penal system. Mm-hmm. Karmelo, he didn't have a reputation, but of course this case for a year, even though as much as they try to say, oh, I don't know news, I'm not biased, and they look at jurors, people knew of this case and the reputation that came with the case. Once you seen yourself that this trial was going to be judged in Collin County, have non-black jurors, even for what you went through, knowing that they want to put you up based on your history, what hope did you have when you saw that?
Well, let me tell you something. Well, let's be real with the system. I went to a jury trial, and I got 40 years. Here's what they used against me. They used my past. I had a history of fighting before, juvenile system, robbing. I had some history. And so they used that against me. Watch this here. I never seen a gangster, straight A student. I never seen a gangster on 2 jobs. I never seen a thug in that era. But in Caucasian mind, when a black get in trouble, they see all us as thugs. They automatically label us. And so even you got some Uncle Tom brothers that never been through the jungle. I don't want to hear, I keep hearing people say, I heard one brother get on the show, he said, I'm from the hood. No, you're not. Because you stay in the neighborhood don't mean you're from the hood. When you say you're from the hood, you experience what go on in the hood. I've seen people never come off the porch, but they stayed in the hood. I went through the hood. I experienced getting knocked out. I experienced fighting. I experienced hustling. I experienced selling dope. Two different people. You in the neighborhood, but you're not in the hood. So when you hear people that talk like that, they're not going to have a compassion. They're not going to understand it from your perspective as you that's from the hood. They're not going to see it that way. So when I see guys say, he took a life, nobody is not saying a life wasn't taken. Nobody not saying that they didn't have compassion for the brother. Nobody not saying that. But let's look at the facts of it. Let's look at the facts of the story. This kid that we label, say with me, told a different story. And the reason why I see it different in compassion for the kid is because I know that he's not the average kid. So if you try to understand this situation, you can't label it just by saying a life was taken. Why the life was taken? Let's go down. Let's get to the root. Don't just say he took a life, he murdered someone. Don't do it like that. Let's say, hey, what happened? What put this kid in this? Why are we here? How did we get here? First of all, they said on news, I got to say this here. They said they told him 15 times to get from under the tent. That's all they kept saying. And they said he murdered him. These are two things that's going through the news 15 times. This designed to make you look at it this way. He must have been, he must think he's tough. Let's flip it. If I tell you 2 times, hey man, get up. If I tell you 3 times, I'm going somewhere, my end, hey man, you need to get up. I become a bullet now. Let me tell you why. Because I didn't ask you just 1 or 2 times. I done asked you 15 times. So I done said to myself, if he didn't get up the 3rd time after you tell him, you should know that he ain't about to get up.
Right.
You should go get some authority.
Go get authority.
You should have got a coach. But you were tough enough that you said,
go to the next level.
Go to the next level. Hey man, get up. Oh, you gonna get up. Hey man, get up. He didn't just say get up, get up. He went saying some word. Oh, you gonna get up. Oh, I'm gonna make you get up. Yeah. So here's where y'all can't say that he wasn't being a bully. What make him a bully? What the people trying to erase the fact what Austin called on himself, they trying to say he was on a tent that didn't belong to him. Because I'm on a tent don't make you try to force me to do something. Because I'm on a tent that don't belong to me don't give you the right to put your hands on me. This is what people don't understand. Yes, he was on a tent that belonged to him. We're not using that as an excuse to justify Karmelo action. But we're not going to get that as an excuse to justify Austin action. Because Austin, first of all, if they say he was a good Christian boy, let's see. Show me a good Christian boy gonna tell you get in the ring. I show you the devil. The devil gonna try to belittle you. The devil gonna say, I'm gonna make him get in the ring. I move him. The devil, you see how they is walking? Y'all, that's not, see, people that ain't from the streets, they body language letting them know. They come on, he walking up front. Here I come. The flunkers behind him. You see what I'm saying? He walking as the bad guy. You got to watch everything. He walking as the tough guy. Let me tell something with you, Joker. Man, God don't let nothing happen by accident. We got to get the real. We got to get real. You think God allowed him to lose his life because he was a good boy? Come on, man. That's things that we don't know, we don't see. I don't think that's the first time he done checked somebody.
No,
I don't think that, let me take my glass out because I want you to look at me good. I don't think it's the first time that he done did this. He was too confident. And watch this here, he felt like he can whoop him. Let's be real. Show me a white guy, excuse my language, I know they say, oh, he a pastor. Tell a black guy what to do. Just imagine it was a black boy telling another black boy, move from under 10. Even if he wasn't white, watch this here. He gonna say, cause his kid, who you think you is? Gonna tell me to get out on the 10 and tell me to get around. Who you think you is? But watch this, let's take it to another level. He's a white guy telling a black guy. We ain't in 1902. Yeah. We're in 2026. The only way you gonna approach a black guy and tell him get in the ring, you got to think you tough, man. You got to be bad. You got to be bad like Michael Jackson. Yeah. You got to be bad.
You gonna stand on it?
Yeah, you got, it's something about you. you that he don't know about you. It's something about you. You told a black kid, a white kid. Somebody gonna say, what that mean? You don't see white kids tell. Now I understand it was a black kid coming up to a white kid and tell them, hey, you need to get up on this tent. He gonna be like, huh? Yeah, get up on the tent, white boy, get up on the tent. He might hurry up and get it from under there. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real. But because, y'all gotta watch this here, because a white kid went up to a black kid and told him to get in the ring, people try to say it ain't a race situation. Here's the problem. Let's focus on reality. The reality is you 17, I'm 17. You white and I'm black. What would I look like for a white kid to tell me to get in the ring? Hey, watch this here. He could have a belief system. This gonna mess y'all up. What's that woman that was sitting on the front of the bus? They told her to get to the back of the bus. What's her name? Joker. The woman.
Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks. Let's look at Rosa Parks. They gonna say, Rosa Parks, you need to get on the back of the bus. She stayed there in the seat. Most black people said, why? What's wrong with going in the back? Her belief system said, I'm not gonna get in the back. He could have a belief system and saying, I'm not gonna let this white kid belittle me. Blacks already been treated bad. Blacks already been treated bad by white people. I don't know. Yeah. And I'm not finna let him embarrass me like that.
You got a question?
Okay, I was looking at some of the facts about the case. They said that he was stabbed in the chest, and stabbing of the chest, that is a crime of passion. Mm-hmm. Do you think there was something behind that and him stabbing him in the chest, or was it the height difference?
I think that, people, when they want you to make you look bad, they'll try to put your eyes on. He stabbed him in the heart. He could have stuck him anywhere. He could have stuck him in the leg. He out of fear. You see how fast he ran? Fear. If he stuck him or he stuck his I don't know. But if he did, he did admit it. I'll keep it real. And so I think he did it out of fear, because let me prove it. When they pulled him over, when they stopped, he said, if he don't make it through this, this gonna change the life. He said, oh, he'll be all right. He didn't know how serious it was. Then when he seen the ambulance come, he asked another question. Is he gonna be okay? His intent, here goes back to the intent, not to kill him, because if he had intent to kill him, he wouldn't ask him if he's gonna be okay. They're trying to make it look like he was some type of karate kid, know what he was doing, and he intent to stick him in the heart. This is the reason why I know the jury wasn't fair. They wasn't right, because they didn't look at the intent. They look at the black kid killing a white kid.
Karmelo was, he looks all of like 5'7", maybe. Mm-hmm. While the Metcalf boy was 6'1". Mm-hmm. Technically, height-wise, the chest is where you're like, get off me. That's where he's standing over them. Yeah, he's standing over me. So I'm technically going my eye level and going from there. So let me ask you, yes, the jury itself was set up to, of course, I guess they call it railroading. Again, there was non-black jurors. For you yourself, seeing that they came to a guilty verdict within 2 hours, and then the jury came back, and the jury, instead of the judge, the jury passed down a sentence of 35 years. Give me your take on that alone.
Well, first of all, let me tell you something, Joker. People gotta get real with life. I don't know why people feel like skin don't get the best of us. Here's a white kid. Y'all think about it. Mm-hmm. The reason why they didn't pick one person black on that jury, because listen to this case. One black would have said, something right about this picture, because they can relate to it. They seen their cousin, they know somebody in the neighborhood, they know what kids do. And they saying, hold up, it's a possibility that this black kid could have made a mistake and killed this guy out of fear. They didn't want them to see that. This is what they did. They said, if I get a white jury or somebody that's Chinese, Spanish, whoever, but to make sure they're not black, we the only race, this is what people don't understand, we the only race that's considered that's not a race. black people. Everybody come. A Chinese guy just killed a black guy and he got off. Come on, man. So we the only race that they feel like don't mean anything. People can say whatever they want to say. I don't care. We're going to say, well, you can't say this. And man, let me tell you, we're against ourselves. So we're just imagine somebody else. Watch this here. So when they pick all the jury that they pick, guess what I said? I said it could be a chess move. It could be he can get it on appeal saying that it wasn't no black on the jury. But you got to remember when they said of your peers don't mean your color. That ain't what that means. That's people that's around you, your peers, that's in your neighborhood. That's what that means. But somebody said that was an educator or a school teacher that was white, they let get by. So if that's true, and you scratch 3 blacks, right there alone is prejudice. But watch it here though. When I seen that he had all white jury, guess what I said to myself? The only way they find him not guilty, the only way, his lawyer's gonna have to be bad. I'm talking about he gonna have to be the best lawyer of the best lawyer. You know why? Most of them people had their mind made up. You gotta remember, before this case became a jury trial, everybody in the world heard about it. Yeah. It's no fair. Don't be talking about you can't go watch no TV. We're gonna take their phones away from them. Let's go on. People already had their mind made up. Here's the problem. Have you ever seen an all-black jury? Let's switch it. Let's switch the game. Say this was Karmelo was white, and they pick an all-black jury, kill a black boy. Let's think about it. And they pick all black jury. It wasn't even gonna be a trial. Yeah. They wasn't even gonna let it get past. Watch this. They're not gonna let them get past trying to pick that jury and keep it like that. Man, them folk would have been downtown. They would have been uptown. They would have been at the courthouse. People would have came out from everywhere. But let me tell you about our people. Now, y'all can say what they really want to say. I'm gonna say this. It's our fault. You know why I say it's our fault? Because we want to do something last minute. When they saw this situation, everybody should have been crying, screaming. When they said it was an all white jury, wasn't no black on there, we should have stepped up then. Yeah. We can't wait and put it in their hands because why? Those people's angry. Those people's upset. Then they dressed it like this here. They dressed it like, he a murder. A good Christian kid. If I was white, I'm gonna be honest, and I see these videos, these news, this kid, 2 twins, they was good students, A students, and I'm a white guy, and I'm looking like, oh man, he ain't gonna get away with this. Not on my dead body. I don't care what they say. I'm gonna find him guilty. You know why? Because watch this. Y'all said there was good Christian. They good Christian. Some of these was good Christian person. Let me tell you why they not a good Christian. Because the Bible said, Father, forgive them for what they know, not what they do. Show me a Christian supposed to get revenge. Even if we hear them, they not even trying to practice what they say they stand for. So I don't want to hear about them being good Christian. Because if they was a good Christian, they would have been concerned and said, maybe I don't want to see him get life. I don't want to see him I want his heart changed. I want to go. Let me show you how compassionate black folks is. Yeah. You remember when that police officer killed that guy in apartments? That Christian brother said,
Botham John.
Yeah, that's what he said, man. He said he want to see us saved.
Yes, came and spoke.
Had compassion. Said, immediately. I want to say, anybody else would have said, this man was in his house. That's murder. Mind his own business. And she gunned him down. But black people, here we go. And I agree. I'm not saying, said, I don't want to say, and hugged her and cried with her. Good Christian boy. Yeah. But you couldn't get Mapcat do that. He want revenge. So good Christian man.
Both the son and the brother, Hunter Metcalf, and also Karmelo did not speak. What are your thoughts? Because again, it's a trial jury. I don't know if you spoke on yours, but I doubt it. But do you feel? Yeah,
that's a good question.
Yeah, please go ahead and speak on that.
I sure want to emphasize on that too. First of all, the other brother twin didn't speak because it contradicted everything he said. and they would have ate him up. You know something is hot. If you don't speak and you would have saw your brother get murdered, tell me somebody, you the main voice. You the main tool we're gonna use. You were there and we don't use you. Let me show you how ignorant our people is. I hear a brother saying he deserved, the black people are, he's not on trial for being black. He's on trial for murder. I'm sorry how dumb these folks is, how ignorant they is. This white kid and the DA was way smarter than the lawyer. They made sure he don't come in that courtroom because that would have opened up the case to a whole lot of questions. Was you there? Was you beside your brother? Because he said he was sitting there. He couldn't lie. You know you're going to get him in trouble.
Right.
Why say, we don't want to torture his mind. No, come on. He was on news. Y'all question him on news. Why he can't question him in the courthouse? This is where it really counts. Because he made a statement that he cannot come back and clean up. Because the lawyer would have said, did you say your brother snatched his bag? Then you didn't even mention that he pushed him or grabbed him or whatever. You just said this kid was just talking reckless and my brother told him to get up on the tent and snatch his bag. He ain't never tell my brother put his hand on him. He never said my brother grabbed him and tried to move him. He ain't gonna say that. You know why? Because they rehearsed him before he got on news. They told him what to say and what not to say. You can tell, because he said on news, I pay attention to everybody. He said, I'm not gonna, I ain't gonna say too much more. Here's the point. Now, why did Karmelo didn't take the stand? I was very hurt. Now, you know, I told his dad before he went to trial, I said, can you do me one favor? You said, I'm your pastor. You know I'm here for you. Can you do me one favor for me? I said, tell him take the stand. He said, well, his lawyer request. I said, man, forget his lawyer. I'm crying with him on the phone. I said, please, I couldn't sleep. I said, if you trust me to be the man of God, if you trust me to be who you say I am, I said, please tell him take the stand. I said, can I tell you why? Everybody listen to what they think about it, their opinion, what they feel. They hearing everybody what they saying. I said, let them hear his heart. Just like when people heard that video when he said, I told him not to touch me, he touched me. That right there alone, that little bit alone touched me.
Come on.
And said, oh. But if he would have opened up, you can't get too mad at the white jury, I gotta be honest. Because you didn't give them a chance to hear his heart. If he would have told him, they would have been in the mindset, maybe this was a tragedy. Maybe Satan is using this opportunity to divide the world. Maybe we need to look at this in another way. Maybe we need to get our feeling and emotion out of it, because I think it's something else over here. Me hearing this kid, and Joker, you know, you went to his house, you talked to him. You know how that kid is. We know.
They needed to hear him.
They need to hear him. Yeah. We know. When I first heard the voice, I said, oh no, this ain't no gangster. Yeah. Oh no, this is a kid that made a mistake. But if the lawyer tell you don't say nothing and thinking he wiser, listen, everybody got a heart. I don't care how evil they are, they still got a heart. They got a heart for their kids, even though they don't like black folks, they still got a heart. You see what I'm saying? If a black don't like white, he still got a heart for his black. So I believe if he would have just told them what he shared with you, what he shared with everybody else, they would have heard his heart and they would have said, oh, no, something ain't adding up. This kid ain't the kid that was running around, walking around sagging and looking for trouble.
He's not the average, the norm.
He's not the average norm. Something ain't right here. And maybe he wouldn't have got 35 years. I'm just being honest.
I think they would have found him guilty, but the 35 years is because he didn't speak.
Because he didn't speak. And I told his dad, I said, if he don't speak.
He's just a number on a
paper. This is what I tell him. I said, if he don't speak, I said, if you don't let him talk, I said, you're going to regret it. I told him. And let me tell y'all something. I tell people who always said he murdered. Y'all so ignorant. Y'all don't have no sense. Cause you stick somebody, don't make you murder. You can be a driver in a car and you drunk. Watch this, and you have a wreck. That don't make you a murderer. You was drunk and you accidentally kill somebody.
Even if he punched Metcalf and Metcalf tripped and broke his neck and died, that doesn't make him a murderer.
That don't make him a murderer.
Death was the outcome, but that was not intent to murder.
That wasn't intent. Watch this here. And he freaking had him stick him in the plate. But here it is. I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
God knew, man. Y'all got to hear me. God knew.
He knows when it's time to press the button.
He know when the time to press, because he saw Austin Hart. People look at the people. They're looking at the pictures. They're looking at the star football player. But God sees a man's heart. Joe, I don't care what nobody say, man. I learned this the hard way.
Come on.
Nothing happened on accident. I should ask God, why did God let this person die? This person seemed like a good person. And I don't say, but why this person still living? This person bad. This person did. Man, I find out through everybody when I realized the real them, the one that I thought I knew. Man, there's secrets in people's heart that only God see. No man see. And y'all can think, y'all seen all the good things, but what if he was one of those guys God knew that was walking around with that tough guy spirit?
Yeah.
What if he was one of those guys, even though we not saying he deserved to die, but what if God saw what we didn't see?
You have to understand that God has a design for all of us.
If the purpose that he lost,
whether good, bad, but
you get mad
there's a design.
It's designed, but it was a purpose. A joker. You gotta hear me, man. Sometimes God allowed us to see situations how black people are seen in this life. God allowed a situation to happen. Somebody had to be a sacrifice. Why? Because the stand-up ground Texas, whatever you call that, wasn't designed for black people or no people. Let me tell you that law was designed for. Y'all, a lot of people don't know that. It was a white guy was going around with his family and some people approach him. I believe black people approach him. And so he didn't feel comfortable if he wanted to do something. He felt scared. First, they gave him a gun, say, listen, you might can't whoop it. I'm just being honest. Ever since the gun law come, everybody tough now. Even white guys. I never seen them be so tough till the guns came out. Everybody tough now. But you gotta look at it. It was designed for a white man. Y'all can say whatever you want to say. Just in case a stronger black man come against him, he able to kill him. It wasn't designed for everybody. Because if a black man stand his ground, y'all got to tell the truth. Watch this. If a black man stand his ground, even if it's right, he got to go through all the court system to prove himself not guilty.
Guilty.
Let a black man stand his ground against a white man. He gonna have to go, even if the white man pulled a gun out on him.
You guilty till proven innocent.
But if a white man, let's be honest, kill a black man and say he poured a knife out and he shoot him, they're gonna say that force should have been the same force. He should have poured a knife out. They're not gonna say that. They're gonna say, well, he had a knife. Let me be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I'm so sick of folks don't want to accept the truth. I respect some of the white people, majority of them that stand up for right. Because I seen some white people said, hey man, he shouldn't have came up and touched. I appreciate those white people. I appreciate those white people not making a color thing. I appreciate those black people who said, we got compassion for Austin. I hate that he got killed. I wish that Karmelo could have just not stuck him in the heart, could have just did something and got some help. I appreciate it. But I don't like the ones that say he need to be killed. I don't agree with that.
Oh man.
I don't agree with that. I'm not with that. And I don't agree with the whites that say he's a murderer. Them the people that playing the race card. Them the people who's trying to use their skin to justify their sin. Now, I ain't with that. So my compassion come in at, I just wish that the coaches and the school teacher would have taught Austin, if somebody don't want to get from under here, come tell me.
Come tell me.
Come. You don't take nothing in your whole hand. That coach, they gave him authority. I think he misrepresented. I think he gave him the wrong information. He was telling him stand up. I don't think he was telling him stand up to anybody under that tent, make them lead, put your hands up. I don't think, if he did, that coach needs to be fired.
Man.
You see what I'm saying? If he told him, hey, stand up, guy, today I want you to be I want you to stand up. I don't think he was telling him that. I don't think the coach knew he was going to confront, watch this out, Karmelo, and I don't think his coach
I don't think he knew. I don't think he knew either. Now, I understand, again, as passionate as you are about this, of course, I do want to educate the people a little bit. You know, you went in at 17 in TDC.
17.
And he's going in at 19 at TDC again. He was able to serve that time at home. He is not of the streets. He is not a gangster. So you already know what it is as far as the day that they said guilty and you have 35 years. He had to go face TDC. And before I even get to this question, let me ask you, how often do people get judged by a jury versus a judge? Did you see that often?
Yeah, no. I'm going to tell you what you don't get. On a murder case, it's very rare.
Yeah.
You get found guilty that quick. Never, that very rare, that quick. For a case like that, those people mind already made up, Joker. Yeah. Y'all got to stop playing.
It's already
crazy.
on paper that here's what we doing.
This is what we doing. And nobody in here, somebody had to say, man, I don't care what y'all do, man. I hope nobody in here. They talk. This is my vote. And I don't care. He's guilty. This is my vote. And what about manslaughter? No, manslaughter, if we give manslaughter, it's going to show that he was, we have to come back saying he had the right to defend himself. We can't give him manslaughter because it'll make it look like he had a reason to defend himself. So we got to come out with murder. We can't downsize it because it opened doors up for defending himself. He had a right to defend himself. Watch this here. When he going in the prison system, I'm gonna tell you what's going to happen.
Hold on, before you say that, who gets to choose to get judged by jury or by the judge?
Well, it's up to, well, no, they asked the lawyer. The
lawyer chooses.
Yeah, law could have told him, you want to be tried by a judge or tried by a jury.
Right.
In that situation, I don't think a judge really want to be in that situation because it can backlash on them. It's still backlash.
They have to be around in the streets.
Yeah, because if we find him not guilty, they go look at him. If he find him guilty, they go look at him.
Yeah.
So he had a 22 catch. So, but for the jury, once they judge by the jury is the one that get a sentence. That's how it go. But let me say this here, though.
Speak to it, please.
When you go to prison, I see all these monkey shows, these YouTubes showing them walking in hips and somebody. Listen, I want to say this in the best way I can, because I want nobody saying I'm claiming to be some type of Superman. I ain't nobody. I made calls. Joker, you looking at somebody, anybody you talk to, don't care who that did time with me, they gonna say, he telling the truth, he just telling you some of it. If I speak on something, it's a wrap. In Texas prison, and I'm talking about California, because I had a penitentiary reputation, and I made rules in prison, I called shots in prison. Some of those same guys that been gone 30 years, 20 years, still there, and they running the prison. I got a few phone calls that, they call me on a regular basis in prison. And one of the things I heard one of them say, Bishop, what's up, man? I said, this kid named Karmelo, he might hit one of these units. I said, whatever y'all do. They said, listen, OG, it's already understood. I said, I know. I said, but I'm gonna make it double understood. Whatever y'all do, don't even let nobody look at them wrong. They said, man, that's on our life. He ain't gotta worry about nothing. I'm gonna share his benefit. I keep hearing people say, what about the white Aryan Brotherhood? Aryan Brotherhood, anybody been in prison, it's like 50% black, 35% Mexicans, 10% whites, and 5% in other races.
Other.
So whites don't have that type of thought in Texas prison. This ain't the movies. White guys would get themselves in big trouble if they even thinking about putting his hand on. And that's gonna be on one unit, it's gonna be all over the unit. Because once they heard that this certain time, it's gonna be a riot on all the units, especially maximum security units. So
let me ask you real quick. If the Aryan Brotherhood and all the other white Nazi races, do they be, from your time that you were doing time, are they intentional about their actions? Like,
oh man,
do they actually get to it?
Listen, man. Whites jump on whites. When it come down to black and Spanish, whites don't have a say so. We used to have 2 TVs, one for the Mexicans, one for the blacks. Guess what the white do? They watch what we say. They have no choice. I don't know where y'all get that from. Y'all ain't been in prison. I don't know what they did now. They might put 3 TVs in the room now. But when we was on unit, they had one for the Spanish, one for the black. Whites just ride. What we pick, they just watch. Ain't no white guy never ran the unit, ain't thought about running it, and ain't never been heard of. Now, if y'all making a Hollywood movie and where y'all got these white guys looking like they run the unit, that's Hollywood. But the prison that I've been in, it's not gonna happen. So no disrespect, I'm just being honest. That's not the truth. And so that's not his problem. I'm gonna tell you what his problem line to be. He line to have a problem with the officer before he have a problem with the inmates. Cause you got white officers that can do something to you in prison that you can't see. White officers was one of the strongest gangs in prison. People don't talk about that.
Yeah. They know the rules.
Yeah.
And how far do they bend the rules if they want to
kill
torture you?
I'm gonna tell you something what an officer can do. When I was in prison, officer did more killing than the inmate. A lot of people don't know. We get out of prison, it's our fault. We so happy to get out, we don't go and let people know what's going on in prison. Prisons are organized. Those laws stick together. They teach other laws, hey, you don't go against you. You don't see nothing, you don't know nothing. We're here to protect you. They manipulate those new officers and say, we brothers, we got to stick together. If you don't stick with us, you can get killed and then you can lose your life. So we're here for you to protect us, but don't go against us because this is what we do. This is what we know. This is how we make the inmates respect us. So if you see me kick somebody's teeth out, you see me, I remember a guy raped this boss lady and he had life. He never getting out of prison. The officer didn't take him to court till later on. They took a mop and stuck it in his butt all the way to his chest, paralyzed him. He raped 2. So they didn't wait. They didn't put no grease on it or nothing. They put the mop raw. You don't think that hurt? And so it paralyzed him. Watch this. And then after they did that, they called the news. Which one worse? He getting more time or paralyzed? It could have killed him, but they got revenge. So when you talk about TDC officer, I don't know what's going on now. I just tell people they need cameras in the prison. They need to put cameras. The reason why they don't do it because they don't want you to see what really go on in prison. So if he gonna worry about anything, maybe an officer that's racist may try to put him in a double 2 cross, or they'll hang you and tell your parents you hung yourself.
So with young Karmelo getting shipped the day of,
I'm finna go, boy. You never been done.
Yeah, speak on it, because normally it's weeks that you go through the transfer unit.
Months. What are you talking about? Weeks?
Please,
nobody get on and change that fast. This how dumb my people are. Oh man, that's why I like Omar Johnson, Dr. Omar Johnson. Y'all can say whatever. Y'all can say he racist, but y'all need to pay attention to that man. That man's sharp. Let me tell y'all something. And I'm pro Jesus, so you can say whatever you want to say. I just tell the truth. It had to be somebody with authority to put him on the chain the next day. Somebody said, whatever we do, we're gonna show this nigga.
Right. This got somebody in power's attention.
Power attention. And they can call and say, put them on the chain the next day. They usually relate you, everybody catch the chain together.
Yeah.
Look what they did. They put him in one of the most slave-looking outfit. Cut all his hair. They let
why even cut his hair?
They shouldn't cut, but he don't know.
His hair wasn't no dreads.
No, what's there? They didn't have to cut his hair. Because religion, now you can wear your hair long. But they did this to show him, hey boy, we got you now. Your people can't save you. They can march, they can holler, they can jump and scream. You in TDC. We're gonna make sure if somebody did try to get you out of this, you're gonna taste what prison like. We ain't gonna give you a chance to get a appeal.
Yeah.
And that watch them. And they did it quickly.
He had the facial hair. He had a small growing little beard. They even cut that off. I said, damn.
Watch him. That's the beat. Listen, y'all gotta hear him. Y'all gotta hear this. And I tell this to young black brothers all the time. I'm a pastor. One thing I learned over the years, some people say, we're gonna pray. Y'all gonna pray till Jesus get back. Watch this. Bible said, pray and watch. Let's stop being foolish. The Bible said, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. The Bible said, the kingdom of God suffer violence, and the violent have to take it by force. I don't think nobody love folks like I love them. But I got enough sense to know this here. It's gonna take more than prayer to change things. Y'all can say whatever you want to say. What are you saying? We need to go gangster now. We need to kill. I ain't saying none of that. This is what I am saying. Faith without work is dead. You just can't pray and stay at the house and ask God to pay your bills. You're gonna have to go and look for a job and go get it and come back with it. Some things we gotta stand up for. I feel that if you're not willing to die for what you believe in, you ain't fit to live. I just believe that. And so I just realized that white people, I'm gonna be honest, some of these white Christians, man, they're worse than gangsters. They worse than worldly people. I see some white folks say they're Christian, but they want revenge. I see some black folk, they say they Christian, but they want revenge. Them ain't Christian. A real Christian was said, I want his soul saved. I want to give him a chance. I don't want revenge. I want his soul saved.
Okay, so for the black community, is there like a protocol we should know as a community to give support to those that need it? Like when it's needed, like is there a protocol? Is there something we all need to do?
Here's the thing, I'm glad you asked that. Here's the thing with black preachers, they're gonna get mad for me to say this. Muslim, Jehovah's Witness. I'm so sick of people that say they represent us and represent God. I'm so sick of folks that can get your money on Sunday, but can't help you on Monday. I'm so sick of folk that can prophet lie to you and tell you what God said, but God didn't tell them go to the highways and the byways and the valley. God said, be wise as a serpent, humble as a dove. They ain't tell you none of them scriptures. So I'm so sick of people that's in leadership. One brother that I do respect, and I say it on this channel, I respect Freddie Haynes. You know why I respect Freddie Haynes? People say whatever they want to say about him. Freddie Haynes been representing the people for years, and they hate him. They try to say he's racist. Ain't nothing racist about him. Even me, myself, I should listen to people what they say about Freddie Haynes, and I prejudge him until I got to know him. Oh, girl, you ain't hear me. Till I got to know him.
Talk to him.
I don't respect too many men, but Freddie Haynes, I respect him. You know why I respect him? He know what it's like to be rejected. He know what they do to the white blacks. He know that we don't have no justice. He know in many years he sat back and watched churches just pray but never do nothing. So he had to step out to feel like he's racist. He had to step out. When you don't do what the normal do, when you're not spiritual blind, locked up, they say you got the devil in you. But soon your third eye open, they don't want to receive you. Why? It's because you've been blinded by the system. And the system is to keep us bound. The system is to keep us against one another. And what Freddie Haynes trying to do is open our eyes. We don't have another Martin Luther King and a Malcolm X. He's the Malcolm X and Martin Luther King for the people today.
Yeah.
His voice needs to be heard. Why? Because I don't believe in a lot of these people. I'm sorry. I don't care how saved you is, how much you speak in tongues. I don't care if you show that you done gave a car to your church, you done bought somebody a house. That don't move me. You know why it don't move me? I'm from the streets. I got to give you a little something to get something. You give me $1 million, it ain't gonna hurt to give you 10,000 because I got 10 more million coming around the corner. That don't impress me. What impressed me is when you suffer with your people. What impressed me when you lay your life down for your people. When I was a young man put in prison, I was 17 years old, and I did not rob and steal because that's what I want to do. I came up in the neighborhood where my daddy left my mom. I came in the hood where my life was cut off. I came in the hood where I saw my family go through suffering, so I chose to get in the streets to survive. Is it an excuse? No, but I didn't know nothing else. I only knew what I saw. I only knew what I thought was good for my house at that time. But if I had a brother that would have pulled me over instead of trying to make him shine like Mike Jones, if I had a brother would have get in the valley with me and say, look, man, let me show you another way out. I had to go through the system for somebody to decide they want to give me a chance. And they still didn't give me a chance because the DA was standing over and say, look at him. He's this. He's a drug dealer. Let's put him away. Let's show Dallas that we mean business. He's selling crack. Gave me 40 years.
Like he'll forever be that.
Not going to be that. I didn't have nobody that can relate to what I was going through. Before you judge a man, get to know him first. Before you condemn him. They count me, watch this, they count me down and they count me out. But God count me in.
Hey, man, come on.
So when I hear all these people judging these young brothers, calling him a thug, calling him a gangster, you got to get to know him. Like Joker said, when you meet him, you're going to say, I don't know what happened on that tent and who this kid is. And so my point is, if they right, give them a real chance. White brother, white Christian brother, let me share this with you. White Christian brother, let me share this with you. I know you in your motion, you're driven, you want revenge for these two brothers that look like the best brothers, kid that you can imagine that you can find on earth. There's always a dark side to everybody. The Bible said, judge nothing before time. What done in dark come to light. Let me help you, my Christian brother. What if Anthony and them put their hands on this boy? What if he was scared? What if he stabbed them out of fear? That's just say what if. What if that he wasn't looking for no trouble? What if he came to sit with his friend and just talking and just kicking, passing time till it start raining? What if? What if this kid walk up to him and didn't tell him the right way, but try to tell him the tough way? Why he couldn't say, hey, man, you know, our coach don't want you under this tent. Can you please leave? Come on, y'all. He didn't come to him like that. He struck his ego. He might have struck his pride. But what if Austin took an opportunity to play tough and it causes his life? What if? What if y'all wrong? What if y'all judging a kid that didn't intend to take no life? God see this. God gonna see your heart. And although they say they're a Christian, you get up and say you love God. But the Bible said if you don't forgive your brother, your heavenly Father won't forgive you.
So let me ask you, Bishop, knowing Karmelo Anthony, meeting him, knowing he didn't intend to do this, knowing that this was not, he did not wake up that morning like, ooh, I have a problem, I want to murder somebody, and I want to spend 35 years of my natural life or half of that in prison. What is prison gonna do to someone like Karmelo Anthony? If you don't mind speaking on.
I want to say two things.
Please.
First, I'm gonna tell you what hurts me the most. Joker. You know what hurt me the most out of all this? It's us, man. Everybody stick together except us. Some black brothers don't even give the brother a chance, man. There's some brother, he got this show. I sure wish he can meet me. I want to tell him he's so retarded. You know why he retarded and ignorant? He's speaking out of his emotion. He want to tell blacks, these black kids, they killing one another. We know. But you can condemn them till Jesus get back. That ain't gonna change them. But I never heard him say, maybe they went through this. Maybe I need to talk. Maybe they didn't have this and that. Maybe they need, I don't think he can say they this. But I never heard him say, maybe this kid might not be what he did. Maybe he's not the murderer. So I think what's gonna happen for Karmelo, God is trying to reach his house. I just gotta be honest. Sometimes God allowed us to go, just like Austin lost his life, God is trying to get somebody's attention. It's the vice versa. Maybe God is using this situation to bring his dad, his mama closer to God. I don't know, but it's somebody that's connected to this name. Just like I'm connected to it, somebody that God is trying to reach. A lot of time we call a good life. It's when we have a good home, a good house, a good job, but we don't have God in our house. Sometimes God know what it takes to get our attention, man. I prove it. I didn't come to God the easy way. I heard the white man wrote the Bible, King James was a homosexual. I heard they gave it to our ancestors, the white man taught us this book. I went through the whole process. I started practicing Islam. I started practicing Islam. I started practicing 5%. I started reading all kind of books because they put in my mind, the white man gave us this book and to control us and manipulate. And it sounds so true because I look in now where it say, I'm the master and you the slave. And I look into that and I thought about it and it persuaded me to walk away from the Christian.
Right, you was going away from that because you felt that was their control over us.
Controlled over us. And so that education that I thought I had, that's why I be laughing at brothers that be trying to educate me. I got a brother that go to my church, he trying to bring me back to something I already done studied and went through. I'm laughing at them. They're on the old news. I stayed in Pennsylvania for 15 years. Right? Everything come through.
All religions came.
All the religions come down there. So ain't nothing we haven't heard. I heard the spiritual, it's satanic, but I didn't hear it all. And so, but when I was in prison, I had to lose my mama to get me where I'm at today. Because my mama told me to give my life to God. She was a Christian. And I didn't become a Christian because she was a Christian. I became a Christian because she gave me access to hear Christ for myself. She said, whatever you do, give your life to God. And I believe that in that place, y'all hear me? If Karmelo turned his life around to God, God gonna find a way out that place. Why? Because he did it for me. I tried Islam. I tried the religion book. I tried spirituality. I tried that. Ask anybody. I walk around the penitentiary. Assalamu alaikum, salam.
So wait. So let me ask you: do you feel prison? Karmelo coming in green. He's green to the streets, to criminality. Will prison make him a monster? Will prison make him a criminal?
No. It would help him because in prison you can educate yourself. First of all, his brother gonna embrace him off top. They're gonna show him love off top. Off top.
To keep him out of trouble, or
yeah, they ain't gonna get in trouble.
Okay.
He's almost marked as a star now.
Yeah.
But not gonna even touch him. This name already been in the system. It's already written. People already done got on the phone. I told you, we done say, hey man, that's how look, take care of that little brother. They said they gonna do it with their life.
What age were you when you got out?
I went in 17, 15 years, 17, how much did
Yeah, it's like you 32? Right there. Yeah, you're right there, 32.
Yeah, 32.
Let's just say the 30-year-old Eli, if you saw a young Karmelo coming in, knowing that you already have picked up the Bible, you've already started preaching the word to others, what would you personally have done with a young Karmelo Anthony as he came in?
Tell him, hey, little brother, Amen. I don't know how much you're in God. I'm pretty sure he brought up his parents, they confess to be Christians. So I'm pretty sure people that introduce him more of Christ, like since he been in the situation. I tell him, hey man, get in God. Because one thing I realized about the Bible, he said, I give you a peace that the world cannot give nor take away. People can say whatever they want to say. Man, that Bible is something else. I ain't never seen a book like it, man. That's why I laugh at man when they said man wrote it. If you said man wrote that on his own, you made him a god. It's no way possible a man could have that knowledge without being inspired by God. It's impossible, because I never seen a book like it, man. That book have the ability to take a fool and change his mind, take a killer and change his mind. You know why? Because it's built up on love. Yeah. When you see people that say they're a Christian, I don't care they white or black, you don't see love in the situation, they're not a Christian. Prove it, Eli. The Bible said we never seen God at any time. How can we say we love God and can't love one another? Love don't say, give him 35. Christian don't say, get revenge. He killed this innocent one. Christian don't say, the real Christian say, oh Lord, I feel sorry for the Anthony family, the Metcalf family, and I feel sorry for Karmelo. God, how can you get the glory out of this? How can we take a tragic situation that God gets some glory out of? Man, I'm gonna tell you what messed the world up. Woo. I'm gonna tell you what messed the world up. If Austin dad would have got up in the courtroom and said, you took my son's life, but I asked God to give you life. I don't want to see you go to prison. I want to see you give your life to God. If God can gain your life, I'll gain life through my son. A real Christian. Y'all play too much. That's why these folk don't impress me. You know how they would have shook the world? Yeah. But your Bible said the blind lead the blind. You got a bunch of devils in there. Yeah. And you got an opportunity to touch a kid's life and change the world life. What if he would have said, I'm not going to use this as an opportunity for the world to be divided? Because the Bible said a divided house cannot stand. Come on. I would have said, I'm hurt. You took my baby. And it's possible my son could have walked away, or my son should have did something different. I'm not wanting revenge. And I don't think you intend to kill my son. That's a true Christian, because he know. But you took my son.
Now, mind you, Bishop, you had a line on the father of Austin Metcalf, Jeff Metcalf, early on. Yeah, early on. He really wanted to actually try to make this not about race. I mean, he was mad about his son, but he felt that it wasn't about race. And he was willing to come on the platform to speak about.
But let me get to that.
Yeah. Because
I talked to his dad.
Speak to it.
Okay. I talked to Austin dad. I talked to both of them, because I was in on when it first. I talked to both. I tried to find peace in it. Man, when I talk to that man, you know I'm a man, my head ain't big for nothing. I'm a man with wisdom. I didn't go into the conversation like I was on Karmelo's side or anybody's side. I went in being like I'm on his side, which ain't on the other side. Before you can help somebody, you got to know where they come from. When I seen them went to cussing on the phone with me, the real him, I said, oh Lord, he almost had me fooled. You know, when I find out the real him, that's why he said watermelon, the real him came out. He had me fooled, because when we walked out when Dominique had walked him, had him escorted out when they had that thing, I walked out with him. Yeah. And I'm like, I had compassion for him. I said, hey man, I don't know why he made you move, but you kind of standing there. I said, but God got it. You're going to be all right. I said, I hate that he made you. He said, I just can't. But that ain't why he came. He came to find out if they speaking against his son because he wanted revenge. and Dominique recognizing the spirit wasn't right. People looking at it, he was being mean, and he put this white man out there and lost his son. But that's not what he there for. Prove it, Bishop. Look what happened after the trial. Look what he said. It came out. See, y'all can't, you're not from the streets. I can recognize a wolf in sheep clothing. I can recognize it. So he just wanted revenge. Now, he had me feeling for him. You know, hey man, you shouldn't, he lost his son. Come on, y'all throwing him out. He saw what I didn't see. See, Christian eyes can be closed because we too sympathetic. We don't look at reality. The Bible said there's people that will come in sheep clothing, but they're a wolf inside. And so definitely I'm going to say is that I have compassion. I ain't gonna lie, Joker. I have compassion.
As you should.
I ain't gonna lie. I hate that he lost his son, but I also realize, man, people are really evil, man, in the name of Jesus. People use Jesus as a cover-up. Everybody that say they Christian ain't Christian.
Yeah.
One thing I realized about Jesus, and
the slave owners were Christian. And if we really knew if we really knew the atrocities, so-called Christians, if we knew the atrocities that they committed to us behind closed doors,
oh Lord,
this is before anybody knew you didn't. Your neighbor didn't know what you was doing.
I heard a brother say, we need to stop saying the white man this and white man this and that's over with. Nah, it ain't. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you why it ain't over. That's too. Not them kind of scars. That's too damn scars. They physically abuse us and enslave us. But when they mentally done it, come on, somebody. When they psychologically done it, it's worse than being locked up physically because you got a lot of slave black brothers. They are slave in their mind. Let me prove how they slave in their mind. Let me help y'all, some of you deep folks. And I believe in the Christian faith. I'm the real Christian. Jesus went to the lost house of Israel. He went to the Israel first, but he didn't stay there. You can't help nobody if you can't save your own house first. He went to them first. Why? He went to his kind. Why? Not because he felt like other race better than other. He said, let me go to the people I feel that can relate to me or that try to sympathize and understand me. Let me educate them. And after I educate them and save them, it's crazy to say the word and you can't save your own house.
Come on.
It's crazy to say, I'm a believer. The Bible said a man that don't take care of his home is worse than an infidel. You worse than an unbeliever. So I'm saying this here to say this here, Joker. Man, the truth of everybody is not based on our opinion. What we feel. The truth is this here. Here's the truth. And nobody can get around. We know that boy did not predict that those brothers were going to come mess with him. He did not bring a knife to school to get the Austin brothers. Matter of fact, he didn't even know they was going to come up to him and mess with him. It's not a sin to carry a knife. It's not a sin to carry a bucket knife. It's not a sin to carry a gun. I don't believe that. But it is a sin if you go premeditate that I'm going to stick or shoot somebody today without a cause. The cause was that Austin went to this young man. Here's the truth. This is the truth for black and white. He's a kid that's 17. Trying to tell another kid to get from under the tent while it's raining. Here's a kid that's sitting down thinking that you'll belittling me. You know it's raining and you're going to make me get in the rain. If I get in that rain, it's not only going to make me as a young man, but it's going to make me feel like you punking me or I'm a punk. This is belief system. And here's Austin, who's trying to stand up around the guys that's cheering him on. Hey man, he up on the tent. Nobody else told him to move, but you the tough, you the tough guy. Watch this. Or you the guy that can make him move. And he allowed his pride and ego to not only confront him, but to even get in his space. Nobody paid this attention. If he's sitting down and somebody standing over you, forcibly telling you what you're gonna do or what they're gonna do, that alone is a threat situation itself. That alone make you feel like you need to stand your ground. Yeah. But watch this here. Karmelo Anthony didn't stand his ground. Y'all ain't heard this from nobody.
Talk to him.
Stand your ground means stand up. He was sitting down. Can I say that again, Joe? They miss it. No, standing your ground means stand up to him.
Come on, standing.
He was sitting down. So what are you saying? He wasn't really wanting no trouble. He did it out of fear. If he wanted some trouble, he would have stood up and said, come on with it. He was trying to sell him something, and the white kid didn't buy it. He was trying to say, touch me if you want to. He was trying to scare him off, not make him come. He was trying to keep him from coming to him. He really was scared. Why? Because he stayed down.
Come on.
Anybody looking for trouble ain't gonna sit down. They gonna stand up and say, come on, white boy.
Yeah.
He was trying to sell it, but the big white hawk, the big white kid, saying, who was you? You ain't got nothing in that bag. You ain't scared me. This Frisco. So I'm finna come to you, snatch your bag first, and push you and show you better get out for the, or grab you, whatever. Let me prove that you finna get up on this tent. Everybody in the world, I don't care about your opinion, I don't care about what you think. If you was real, you'll reevaluate this situation and you would know in facts that something happened more than what y'all trying to say. Y'all trying to say this kid went to school intentionally. He went to school to murder somebody. You, whoever you is, you're not right. You know that ain't what happened. Come on, I can understand you saying, here's a kid was taken. Let's have some compassion for the family. Something should have been done. Something, he took a lot. I can take that. But don't say he intent. You wrong. Don't say he tried to murder. He a murderer. Don't do that to that kid. He's not a murderer. Don't put that in his head. He made a mistake out of fear. He wasn't even trying to do the stand your ground law. He wasn't even trying to do that.
Come on.
He just scared. Look how he ran. And he didn't run to flee from the crime. He ran because he felt like them other kids was gonna come out and get him.
Right.
Watch this. He ran and looked for some authority. And he didn't try to run from the police. Let a hood kid go. We finna jump fence and everything.
Yeah,
Y'all catch
we
me
going
when
back
you
to the
see
house.
me.
Yeah,
Catch me when you see me.
Come on.
I ain't finna run to no coach, no post. Catch me when you see me.
So, Bishop, let me ask you, and I'm gonna have you reiterate. Is Karmelo Anthony safe?
Oh, he's safe.
Okay.
Oh, he's safe, man. I've been in prison. He's super safe.
Okay.
Them blacks gonna lay their life down for him. It's national.
Okay.
So when he come in, they gonna embrace, and the other inmates know not to touch him. It ain't got to be a rehearsal. Only body he need to worry about if there's any harm is the officers. Let me say it one more time. He ain't got to worry about the inmates. Cause watch it here. That's one thing they don't want to do. Let me say that one more time, because I've been in prison. Whites don't want that smoke. You know, I say, you don't want that smoke. They don't want that smoke. You touch that boy, all the whites in trouble. Let me say it one more time. You touch that kid, every white inmate is in trouble. In prison. You can't touch him. You know why? He's valuable to the black people now.
Yeah.
They hurt. Dudes crush. You got dudes crush and hurt. Yeah. You got some dudes will kill for that young dude now.
Right. You know who's supposed to be in prison, who might need to be in prison, who ain't supposed to be in this
month. The one ain't supposed to be in prison like him. They think about their own son. Some guys thinking about how they got railroad.
Come on.
and you think you gonna touch him, man, this a dude will kill you for that kid. You better even touch him.
Come on.
Also, watch this. Officers better be careful.
Said office.
Anybody touch that kid, man, they in trouble. I don't know why they got these little fake commercials and these fake AI. That ain't gonna work.
Well, no,
anything, Karmelo gonna be sitting on a throne with a bunch of brothers around him and say, "Look, what is it? Don't touch me." They gonna say, "Don't touch this."
Well, so please explain it to us, because at first they said that he had to go to PC when he first got to where he's going.
If you go to PC,
how does that work? When they be you're high profile, you need to go to PC.
Well, you don't have to.
Okay.
They can put
you can sign out and say,
you can sign you want to be on protected custody. You don't need that. PC, they got the pumps and homosexuals on there. People that scared to fight. He ain't got to go. He don't have to go that route. His dad and them and his family, if they don't educate him, they
may not know.
He don't know. He never been in prison before. Yeah. But when he get on that bus and rob them other inmates, guess what they gonna be telling? Why he on that bus? Little homie, we got you, baby. Hey man, they wanna touch you.
Yeah.
They gonna say, little homie, we got you, baby. White boy, what you looking at? Oh, I ain't looking at nobody. Okay. What's up? They gonna tell him. Why you on the bus? You need anything, little homie? Watch this. This national. That little boy now, watch this. I know ain't nothing good to be in prison. He's like he represents the black people now.
Yeah.
If they let somebody, watch this. If something happened to that black guy, everybody on that unit that's black.
It falls on the unit. Like
it falls on the unit.
Every black in that unit. I'm talking about from the nation looks at it like.
It falls on them. If something happened to that black kid and the blacks don't stand up, it changed everything in the system. Now the Mexicans going to trials. Now the white. If they touch that black kid there, you ain't seen nothing. Remember I told you that. Touch him, the whole unit. It ain't no Puff Daddy. They can whoop Puff Daddy and get away with it. They can't touch that kid. He been marked.
How does it work?
Hard in it now.
How does it work? Because mind you, he's convicted as a murderer. So he's labeled a murderer. And I know y'all done paperwork and what
I don't care about murder.
Yeah, but I say, what is it? How do inmates
murder.
look at
they
murderers on paper?
They respect murders anyway.
Okay, yeah.
Because if you kill once, you'll kill twice. Hey. So they ain't nobody trying to get in problem with no murder. That ain't his problem.
All right. So
how he look at, they look at him as, Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I hate to. I don't see it that way. They gonna look like he did a good deed.
Yeah, he's
and that's how they think.
He's the opposite of a scapegoat. He's like, all right, you're the igniter.
You didn't hurt the white man.
Yeah, you ignited something.
But you united. You made the blacks come together.
Sometimes it takes.
They look at it, but I don't look at it that way. I don't like that way.
Yeah, I mean, again, prison's a different world.
I think God bring them back us together. I don't aim with all
again,
but
God.
In prison, they gonna look at it. Hey, all the Crips, Blood, the MW, the bad boys in the prison. I know all the gangs. They all gonna be on his side. They all come together. He watch there. I'm sure how strong he is. A Crip came and touched him. Blood came and touched him.
He outside of that.
Watch there. He's everybody's son in that penitentiary.
Yeah.
And they taking it serious.
And they gonna help raise him.
And they gonna help raise him. If you touch him, they ain't gonna touch. That's funny to me because I've been in prison. They ain't gonna. That's not even joking to you. You can ask me that question.
You're right.
But I've been in prison.
Yeah.
That's not a question that comes up in prison. They already know. I didn't have to make a phone call. They already know.
Come on.
It's understood.
Now, Bishop, I got to ask you because, again, everyone is still outside protesting. Everyone is still putting up, doing what they do. I hear that there's a new team of lawyers that they're going to put together for the appellate court, to go through the appeal process, which I think has a good chance. I think he has a good chance in appeal. But if you don't mind educating the people, because people think he's going to get out like tomorrow or next week. How does appeal work and what is expected?
Thank you, sir. I know some of those lawyers. I wish he had two of them fight his case. He might not be locked up. Two of them bad. But when you talk about a pure lawyer, it's not based on getting another trial. Being in the trial, it's based on getting a trial.
Yeah.
You looking at two kind of lawyers, one that fight a trial and one that's good on appeal. Yeah. My opinion, just my opinion, I wish, like all the stars, I respect Boosie, I respect Cardi B. I don't know if this is true. And I don't respect Charles White on that being straight up. None of that. Because he said he gonna give and take it back. Ain't with none of that. You mad at the daddy, don't have nothing to do with the son. And then he do say, sometimes he just say stuff. Me knowing Charleston do got a good heart. I'm gonna be honest, knowing him. But when you make him mad, he'll talk about your mama, your rat, your cat, everything when you make him mad. But he's too emotion driven. But the only thing that hurt me when it come down to, I got to use Charleston White, when we flip-flop on our people. Because now, everything you said before, people ain't going to take you serious. Because one minute you say you was against them, then one minute you say you with them, now you say you're against them again. That's mixed emotion. Yeah. So I ask people, you can't respect what come out of his mouth because he's an emotion guy. But to those that are sincere, I ain't talking about those that trying to get clouts. What y'all be saying? What y'all call that clouts?
Yeah, the clout, yeah, the point numbers, views.
Those that
likes.
All that. I don't respect none of those folks because let me tell you something. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it not because I want to make myself look good. I don't know who gave that family some money. You can't listen to AI is a beast. They said 50 Cent. I should dislike 50 Cent to the fullest. But when 50 Cent, if it's true that 50 Cent say he helping them, man, I got much respect for 50 Cent. There's people that got authority. And I'm gonna say that somebody gonna get mad at me when I say this. Yeah. Stop knocking these rappers. Stop knocking these women that you say whores. Stop knocking them. At least they have compassion for a soul. I would have heard from them than hear from a saint that ain't doing nothing. You preachers talk a good sermon, but you ain't living one.
Yeah, the rappers put more money where their mouth is.
The rapper put more money with their mouth. That's love. The Bible said don't love it in words and in tongue, but in deed and in truth. He said if you see a brother in need, help him. Don't help him with your mouth. Don't preach a sermon to me. Have good faith. When you got bread in the house to give it to me. I'm so sick of you fake folks. Come on, somebody. Don't come to me with that. And watch this here. Watch this here. All the rappers, excuse me, all the rappers, whoever, movie stars, I want to personally say this to you. Man, thank you. You know why I'm saying thank you? Because I was that 17-year-old kid. I was that kid that made a mistake that nobody really knew my heart. They judged me by my mistake, but they didn't know. I made a lot of decisions, not because I was a bad person. I tell people my story. Nobody knew my sister got raped at 13. I found her in the attic in South Dallas. My mama sent her to the store. She didn't make it back. I found her in the attic, had to bring her back home. So a lot of my decision was based on my condition. Y'all said he's a criminal, he this, and he deserved to go to jail, he that, but you never asked me why. Maybe you need to ask Karmelo why, man. Why you didn't move up until, what happened? You nobody asked me why. You know what they only judged me by? What I did. They didn't know I was a 17-year-old living in a cage that I didn't know how to get out of. So I made a decision, bad decision, that got me 40 years. But it's a lady that saw my heart, got me out of prison. So I don't judge people. I keep hearing saying, our kids, black kids are this and that. That's how I keep hearing these Uncle Tom brothers saying, y'all know the black killing black. And that's true. But let me tell you something. You can't do better if you don't know better. Y'all talking about what they doing, But the only information y'all putting out on social media and rap is gangster stuff. If you take the gangsters out of these kids' mind, they're thinking it's okay to be tough. People don't want to be superstar doctors no more. Everybody want to be a gangster. You know why? That's all we put in the era. Gangsters. Gangster got the money. Gangster got the girls. So they grow up thinking they tough. But if you re-educate them, when I made a mistake that I made, somebody had to pull me over and educate me so we can judge our youth. And I'm not justifying. I don't like black kids shooting up each other, shooting up their house. I pray they catch them. Jail ain't bad for everybody. But sometimes you got to slow them down to educate them. And so when they say black on black crime, I'm against that. I tell them all the time, if Black Lives Matter, why do black take blacks' lives? You know why? Because they undereducated. It's because they got preachers preaching how to get rich, but nobody that can relate. I told a preacher this here, and I'm gonna let you ask me a question, baby. I told a preacher this here. I said, you never been in prison? He said, no. I said, you never been through a struggle in your house? He said, no, I had good perm. I said, why y'all don't bring preachers that done been there? Why y'all don't bring somebody that can relate to them? Why? Because y'all don't care about the soul. Guess what they care about, Joe? They care about the gold, the raising the money. The kids can relate to somebody that done been there. You can't relate to a crackhead if you ain't never smoked crack. You can't relate to nobody in the streets if you've never been to the street. I said, I got a testimony. I don't have your platform, but I have something. I can reach people that you can't reach. I ain't gonna listen to nobody that ain't never been hungry before. I'm gonna say, how you know how I feel? You never missed a meal. And the church is so messed up. It's because we got leaders in position that's selfish. They're not concerned about getting the right information. They feel like these my people and they don't go through me, then I protect. Them people don't belong to you, man. They belong to the Lord. And the reason why they not gonna listen to you, you get the mama shouting and speaking in tongues. You got the daughter running around, but you got the son laying back, setting up, thinking about the next bank he gonna rob, the next drugs he gonna sell. You got him. He came to church. You just came to keep his mama mouth closed, but you can't reach his heart because you can't relate to him. Go ahead, baby.
Okay, with Karmelo being under close watch by the black inmates, do you think they will micromanage some of the decisions he makes, such as joining gangs or changing his appearance by facial tattoos and things like that?
I like that. That's a good question. Prison have influence on it, but guess who pretty much run the prison? A lot of guys that have been locked up, sooner or later they educate themselves. Prison ain't like a bunch of bad people. Most of them people that get tattoos and stuff, they just coming in trying to fit into the system. They gonna embrace him like they child. They gonna embrace him like that's their son. So they gonna tell them don't do that because it's gonna make you look bad. When you go up on your appeal, you don't need to be looking like you're a gangster. They gonna sharpen him up. Hell, he ain't gonna get in there like y'all in a bunch of jungle. Nah, you got some brothers gonna say, man, you can't get no tattoo.
Y'all hate to see him with a neck tattoo or a face tattoo.
They're going to be saying, hey, man, you can't be no teardrop, none of that. That means you didn't embrace the system, and the system is become you. No, he ain't going to do that. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell his dad. I'm glad you said.
Yeah, please, because that's going to be the first thing they offer him. Like, recreation, let me give you a tattoo. You ain't never had one? Oh, let me. Yeah,
because he ain't got to do nothing. He got. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, because they're going to offer to
That's
get
a good it. They're going to try. It's going to always be
his body's a canvas for somebody.
It's going to be always a duck in the truck somewhere, But
now,
I'll cut the duck head off.
Please, and thank you. Now, we were speaking about the appeal process. If an appeal was successful, this is not a couple of weeks, couple of months thing. This is possibly maybe
2 years, 5 years. Joker, the truth, nobody don't like truth. I'm just gonna tell the truth. All they talking about, the people gonna do this, he gonna get out, gonna get the best law, the money. The Bible said money answer all things. I don't think unless God himself, and he can, same way God got me out, God can get him out. But if it ain't a miracle God thing, he gonna go through the process. They're not gonna take his case and put it on. You got other appeals cases that's been already waiting to go before the judge. Yes, an order. And let somebody know somebody special, somebody got some special pull connected, then they can make it happen.
What would get it to the Supreme Court? Like what processes you got to go to for the Supreme Court to look at it?
First of all, for the Supreme Court to get it, they have an appeal court that's local. They kind of like, I don't think it had to go that far.
I don't think it needs to go that far.
I don't think it's going to go that far. I think that the first appeal court, he'll get an automatic a reversal to come back in a new trial. If not, the only reason why he won't is a Caucasian judge that's already got their spirit against this kid already. And if he ruled it, he's going to deny it. Then you take it to a higher court. But if it's getting in the wrong person's hand, that's where you got good lawyers at. The good lawyers come in at knowing what court is going and one of the judge going in front of. That's a good lawyer. Then they don't feel comfortable with the judge, they move it. That's a good lawyer. You got 6 lawyers.
It's still chess.
And watch this here. I'm going to tell you what they need to do, Joker. Oh, thank God for this platform. I said, if anybody, somebody, Joker, I'm going to tell you, when something done wrong, nobody can clean up wrong so good. There's always some evidence. I believe in my heart, somebody got a video out there. You think out of all those kids that nobody got a video. And if there's a video out there that was deleted, I'm talking to this kid, you may think it ain't in there. Nothing is erased in these phones. It's in the cloud. Even if you delete it, the FBI can put it up. If you take that phone and you say, yeah, I did, and they told us to do this and delete this and do that, and they took my phone, I remember recording, at least I thought I recorded, but when I got my phone, it wasn't in there. They might have took your phone and deleted it out. We don't know. I would give you 10,000. I got a partner that said they would give you 50,000. We won't even bring your name up. Bring that video. If you for what's right, and if Karmelo did something that he shouldn't done, he was aggressive, he the one struck the third punch or whatever, do not go to your grave knowing that you didn't do what's right. If you was for right, if Karmelo was in the wrong, let your camera, let your video speak that for it. Let the world see it. You can really help. You can stop the world from going like it is going, like blacks against white. If you got that video, somebody recorded it. And if you got it, we would give you, we ain't gonna bring your name up or none of that. All you gotta do, contact me. And I'm gonna make sure they can't, this is not against the law. You can give me that video, I will bring your money, cash. Just bring the video. Let's find out what's right. And if Karmelo was the aggressive one that said, come on, and meddling y'all and talking and trying to get a fight, then we're gonna say it is what it is. But if you got a video, please, if you scared, don't worry, you ain't gotta say nothing. Just get my number. Just say I don't even need to know your name. Matter of fact, give it to somebody else. You ain't gotta bring it and let them give it to me and I get them the money. I don't even need to know your name.
Come on.
Just say no Crime Stopper where they promise you give you $5,000 and don't give it to you after you turn somebody in. I ain't gonna do that. I'm a pass. I'm gonna keep my word. I'm gonna make sure you get every penny. So give me, somebody got that video. Somebody know a friend done told somebody. One thing, people can't hold water. Somebody got a good video of what really happened and that can change. And I know they told you kids, when they pull y'all, when the Crime Stopper come, they don't let y'all go home. I know they done rehearsed some of y'all. Let me prove it how I know. One of y'all said it was a little touch. One of y'all said he grabbed him. So somebody lying. I think it's the person that say the little touch, because the person ain't gonna say he grabbed him with a big touch and get him in trouble. They gonna say it's just a little touch. I'm gonna tell you why you say it's a little touch. Because somebody done told you, and if you can come and tell us that they told you to say a little touch, you got some good information. You know why? Because they rehearse you to lie. and say, don't say he grabbed him. Let's say it was a little touch, not a touch enough. You know, they might have twitched it up because you're a kid. You know, a little touch, that wasn't really a touch. Let's say that little touch. Don't say it's a touch like that, because if you say it like that, it's gonna make it look like it was a touch for him to stab him. So don't use that kind of touch. Let's say it was a touch. But then don't describe it how. Just say, I don't think it was a good touch. See, these people profession, they'll trick your kid. Don't say it like that, because you're gonna make people think that Austin was the one deserved to get killed. You don't think he was the one that deserved to get killed. No, I don't think he deserved. He said, so don't say it like that, because you might misinform. So let's say that you felt like he should. You do feel like he should have left, right? After they done told him 15 times. Yes, I think you know Austin's a good guy. I said, yeah, he is a good guy. So you know you got to let people know, because we need to get this guy off the streets.
Come on, man.
I'm a good DA.
Hey, come on, hey, good DA. As a matter of fact, and mind you, yeah, you put it out there. Like, if not, there's some footage out there. Again, reach out to somebody, get in touch with us. We'll get it to the right people, and we'll get in the right hands. If you got something, you already know how to do it. Now, before we get out here, Bishop, I got to ask you, because this situation just came up today as well. I know you heard of the story of Julio Fulio, a rapper out in Florida, who was, of course, he was gunned down, and the 4 of his individuals who were facing a death sentence. Mm-hmm. Today was the final day for all of them to plead and give their statements of, the victim impact statements and the MA statements. So all of them, of course, avoided the death penalty and got life in prison. Now, mind you, a warden did come in and speak on that to say, we need these young men. They're young, 21, 20, 19. We need them to have life in prison, because we get that sweat equity. We get that work out of them. And we need that versus the death sentence where they're on death row and 10, 20 years, they're gone. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that as far as a warden coming in? All these men have now gotten a life sentence. And in Florida, you have to serve that life sentence. Ain't no possibility. Yeah, we're going to get that work out of you. What's your thoughts on that right there? Them young men avoiding death and getting life.
Well, I'm going to say this. Both of them, being in prison is just like death when you got life. I'm going to be honest. I think it's a sad situation. I look at life different from most people. Anytime a man have the breath of life, God can reverse life. I don't see life the way people see life. I believe as long as you breathe, there's hope. Anything's impossible. I know a guy named Ray Charles had 3 life sentences, and God got him out of prison. So anything, people say he'll never get out. So like me, a woman got me out of prison. I don't think it's, I think that it's a good thing, because they could have given him the death penalty. So it's how people look at it. But what if somebody say, yeah, they made a mistake, somebody in authority, I know what the law say, let's give them a chance. They did it with us young. See, when people get in a certain authority, when people get in a certain position, they can make laws change.
Exactly.
So I think that if there was only 2 choices, death or life in prison is the best.
Yeah, as long as you're breathing, there's a chance.
As long as you're breathing, people can look at it all they want to look at it.
God has the final say.
Yeah, God got the final say. So who's to say the world gonna still be here 10 more years? Who's to say?
Exactly.
Where the world going, and they might not even get to make it through that,
Well, all of a sudden, prisons is abolished all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Now we done with prisons. We're gonna put y'all on an island.
Prison, and no more big cars and jury and big money no more. That's
right.
So, but
okay.
I think that those guys, I don't think all of them, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think all of them deserve life. Somebody made the decision for everybody. Somebody didn't know it was gonna go that far. A lot of time we condemn these kids, and I feel hurt for the person that lost their loved one in these guys' hands. I just wish people will understand, in the process of making mistakes, if you're not thinking right, when you're doing sin and wrong, you don't see the outcome of what you're doing. You're just doing it at that moment. some people come to rob people. They ain't know they were gonna have to kill it. They didn't know they was gonna buck the gun. They didn't know somebody was gonna walk in on them. That's why these kids don't need to be educated when they get in trouble. We need a system that will go and talk to these kids before they get in trouble. I don't see too many programs going and talking to these youth, especially in the high crime era, high school. I don't see them having that program. And the one that is doing it, I know some guys doing it right now called Reform This and they getting all the highlights. They making money off of them, but they don't love them people. They're not concerned because one day they live in this way and another day they live another way. And so when people is trying to give money to organization that will go out and help these kids, we ain't got no sincere organization that really mean it. I haven't seen none yet. A lot of them just doing it, man. If you see how they live after that, they using the money for the people in government money. They putting money in the wrong place. If y'all want to see crime go down, get to the kids before they get in trouble. If y'all really want to see things change, y'all need to get some brothers who done been in prison, who done really changed their life, and give them an opportunity to tell their story. If y'all really want to see a change, y'all better hear me. Get some brother that's really changed, have changed, and give them an opportunity to go before the people. Why? Because they're not going to hear a stranger. They only hear the voice that they've been hearing all the time they've been living. Yeah. Y'all don't have a system that help them, but y'all have a system to lock them up.
Preach.
Y'all have a system that get revenge. Y'all have a system that tell them, we gonna hide you, but they don't have a system to set them free mentally and spiritually. Put a brother in a cage, don't change them. If you don't change their mind, they'll do the same when they get out the cage. So if you don't have a system that changed them spiritually and mentally, you done lost the battle. So all these people that's saying, Karmelo, look at how can we help Karmelo when you being bullied? Say Karmelo felt like he was being bullied. If there's a system that tells you how to deal with bullets, not to take his life, I don't agree with that. Not to stick and go tell somebody. If there's a system for a bullet, not to say it's okay, or they'll jump on somebody, but let them know, hey man, bullet can get you killed. It might not always turn out you come out on top. So where's the system that failed the kids? Where's the system that's gonna help the kids? And you might not like me and everything I say ain't right, but I do know one thing. As a 17-year-old, I couldn't think like a grown person.
Yeah.
I could make a grown folk decision. If I did, I would have never went to prison. Y'all stop looking for a 17-year-old and telling him why you just didn't leave, why you just didn't be the good guy. Because he's 17. His pride online, his ego online, kids, his other peers around him. He trying to show them. He didn't know. So you trying to make him think like a grown-up, but he thought like a kid because he made a kid decision. He said, when I was a child, I thought as a child, but when I came adult, I the system of a system. When I got in prison, I was not trying to get connected to the system of the prison world. But I started hanging around guys and friends and I made myself comfortable. Before you know it, I was walking around sagging, walking around fighting because I was trying to impress the system. Don't use the same energy that you use on that tent trying to prove something to somebody. When you're trying to prove something to somebody, you'll make a mistake. Your strongest weapon that you have in prison is your mind. Exercise your mind in God. Exercise your mind in prayer. Exercise your mind in something that makes sense. Watch this, Joker. But most of all, exercise your time in something that's going to benefit you when you get out. I would tell Karmelo, Anthony, listen to me, son. There are going to be some people that you think that's on your side. Don't trust nobody in prison. Let me say it one more time. Not in a bad way, but never let your right hand know what your left hand know. Why? Because when you start trusting people, you open yourself into another mistake. Just do what it takes to stay out of trouble. Get in God. Because if you get in God, God can give you a peace that the world cannot give you, nor take away. So my advice is to hold on. Never feel like it's over. Don't sit there, stretch, because he gonna do that. Once you get in, man, the first 2 months is the worst ones. You set up and think about, you gonna be here, you setting up here thinking about your mama, you miss your daddy, you miss your brother, sister. A lot of those thoughts gonna go to your head when you first get in prison. Then here's the real reality of it. You're gonna cry. You're gonna be in that cell by yourself. Don't let Satan trick you and tell you got nothing to live for. But take that moment, learn from your mistake, and trust in God. If you don't believe in nobody else, God, the only one, can really, really help you. He can turn the heart of the king. So I would tell Karmelo, I would say, hey man, I would say, I know you didn't mean what you did, but don't condemn yourself, man. Don't get to the point to where you feel like you let everybody down, you let your mom down. Watch those thoughts, because that's how Satan calls people to do something to themselves. But remember, your mama love you. Your dad love you. You gotta be strong. If you don't be strong for nobody else, I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people, I'm a mama boy. Do it for your mama, man.
Come on.
Do it for mama, man.
At least.
And nobody like mama, man. Nobody. And remember, she love you. And remember, people love you. Watch this here. You made it seem that you lost your life, but in reality, you brought a lot of black people together that wasn't together. Let me say it one more time. You opened my eyes. Let me tell you, because I was a preacher that preached on Sundays. And I talked about the good news, and I preached Jesus, and I read it. But my eyes didn't open up. Church people need to stop just speaking in tongues and shouting. But we need to get out here where these people are hurting at. We need to get, our voice need to be heard. Not only church, I'm talking about the Muslim, I'm talking about the Judaism, I'm talking about every faith, religion that say they represent God. Y'all need to do more than stand up there preaching to the people about the good news or about what you think, but you need to get out there and tell people that hope is still alive and let them know you care. Because people are tired of hearing a sermon. They want to see one. And that's what I want to see. Show me you love me. Don't tell me. And all you preachers that done hit me up and got mad and said I'm condemning, I'm talking about every politics. And I say this here, all these politics that y'all vote for, these John Wilder Price, these city council, these judges, all these people that y'all vote for, where they at now? Uh-oh. Where they at when your sons is in trouble? Where they at when your son is not getting justice? Where they at? Then talk to me. I don't want to hear about you for the people. We need you now. Because somebody about to make a mistake. We need you now. And I want y'all to be positive. And I want to say this on the Real Life Street Star. Hey, man, don't go hurt no innocent white person.
Talk to him.
We ain't with that. You got the devil in you. Cause there's KKK. Evil don't fix evil. You know, there's no peace. And so we ain't with that. If you want to make a difference, get out and vote. If you want to make a difference, unify with your people. Let us stop killing one another. Let us stop hurting one another. If you really want to make a change, don't go hurt an innocent white person, because all white people ain't me. I got more black enemies than I got white enemies.
Oh, preach.
Y'all fake it. So this ain't no black-white thing, even if the whites think that way. We ain't got to be that way. We know most white people gonna stick together. We know. But black people, we know we some passionate people. But at the same time, open your eyes. We can't get mad at the white man because they stick together. We got to get mad at ourselves because we don't even stick together.
Message. With that being said, man, we just scratching the surface. This has been one of those conversations. I'm curious to what the comments is going to say, what they're going to be about. You've dropped more than a load on us. You gave us something to not only think about, but to go pray about. With that being said, Bishop, I appreciate you coming on, speaking your truth, speaking what we feel like, again, is a conversation that we need to have and continue having, as this is just the beginning of what's about to happen. So with that being said, Bishop, if you don't mind, I always like to give people the opportunity to
reach out to me.
Yeah, reach out to you. How can they reach out to you?
I don't know. I got a Facebook. I got a TikTok. I'm old school. Reach me at Eli Jacobs. Go to my Facebook page. Reach out for Bishop Eli Jacobs. But my wife Instagram, I think it's Eli Jacobs. I think it's what it is. You can pull me up. You can see me with my beautiful family. And so follow me. Follow me. I've been hearing people trying to say, how can we follow you, man? We've been looking. I've been hearing it everywhere I go. But follow me. And I promise you, you will learn a lot. You will know ain't the best man in the world, but I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be example. I'm trying to show God my gratitude and my attitude for giving me a chance, because I ain't supposed to be here. So parents, have compassion for people that do make mistakes, because that's not who they are. And never judge a man by his action or his condition. Judge a man based on how God see him, not the way we see him. Because the way we see him, we already done condemned him. The way God said, he said, the thoughts I have for you is not evil. And so, but I love you. Thank you for this broadcast. And tell somebody about this broadcast. Because this broadcast, keep it real. And we give you some real information without your emotion. Be blessed.
Come on now. Please share. With that being said, Bishop Eli Jacobs, we got you on a situation where this is Prison Stories 101. I appreciate you for coming and giving your sermon. And I salute you, man.
I appreciate it.
Let's go.
Look at